I, I'd like to call this regular meeting of council to order on September 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. We'll stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. As we gather this evening, I acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Moving on to the mayor's address, during the month of August, I attended 12 meetings on municipal and/or county business. On September 10th to September 13th, I attended the Ontario East Municipal Conference in Ottawa. This event was an opportunity to network with other small rural communities to share ideas and experiences. I also attended the following information sessions: special events and peerless partnerships by Intact Insurance, the Canadian economy and the importance of economic development at the municipal level, activating public spaces that foster business development, building a foundation for prosperity and resiliency in rural communities, nurturing growth through inclusive workforce initiatives and partnerships. This was put on by the County of Simcoe, rural and infill solutions, and how to leverage municipal service corporations. For example, communal water and wastewater management, which was presented by Cambian Consulting Services. Keynote speaker was Canadian Olympic women's hockey player and TSN sports commentator Jennifer Botterill, and it was a great networking event. On Sunday, September 15th, 2024, I attended the Legion Week opening ceremony at the Eagle Legion. And I just want to mention that the Legion has been very pleased with the response and support they've been getting for their meals that they've been doing, the fish and chips on Tuesday night and then the regular dinner on Thursday.
Last Tuesday, we had 195 people for supper.
It took an hour to get served tonight. My wife enjoyed the meal with about an hour wait.
Well, for the fish and chips tonight. Good
Yeah.
news.
It was fish and chip tonight, yeah.
Every
I was
Tuesday.
gonna go and I'm like,
Public Works has been busy preparing our capital budgeted roads for paving during the next few weeks. And the two school boards are continuing to work with MPP Akabuski and the bus companies in an attempt to resolve the ongoing student transportation issue. And that is my mayor's address. Yes.
Did they say anything about the insurance presentation you went to on like the snow drifters or any activities we do or any of that stuff?
They just talked about the importance of having a good policy when it comes to the rentals. And also having a regular inspection document that can be kept on file. So if there are any incidents or accidents, at least you have the more documentation you have, the better.
Thank you.
So I have a motion that the September 17th, 2024 mayor's address be accepted as presented. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ray Kishon. I just want to check with Nora. Do we still have to do by name or can I do by show of hands?
It's up to you. You can do either one.
I like the idea of show of hands. So all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none, then we'll move to the adoption of the minutes. And I have a motion that the May 29th, 2024 advisory committee to council minutes, the June 17th, 2024 recreation committee minutes, and the August 27th, 2024 regular council minutes be accepted as presented. Moved by Councillor Berg, seconded by Councillor Buckle. Additions, corrections, or omissions, Councillor
I
Hipperson.
think on the August the 27th one. I think Melvin was here. Cause it just says Melvin regrets,
I think that's in that you or
yeah. Well, Councillor Robinson, she zoomed,
she knows, that's right, yeah.
she zoomed, so, I mean, I think Melvin, you were here,
No, I was here.
or maybe regret that you were here, I don't know, it was on me.
Staff is noting that correction. So all in favor with the noted correction? That's carried, thank you. We have no delegations, so we'll move to reports, and the 7.1 is the speed limit posting. And I have a motion of council accept the speed limit posting, Traymore Road report. And the council directs staff to post the speed limit on Traymore Road as presented in the traffic speed limit study report completed by EXP Services Inc., approved by council on August 27th, 2024. And furthermore, that council enacts bylaw 2024-48 speed limit posting Traymore Road. And I got a mover and a seconder, moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwald. Comments or questions? Councillor Rakeshonko.
Are there any other roads that we should be changing the speed limits on?
Well, as we said in the August meeting, as for required, as for request by the public, right? Once posting a road, you're actually adding liability. Is the signs have to be in place? Are they knocked down? Are they retro activity compliant, which is a thing now, every year you have to have that done. Are there? Possibly, should we? Possibly, it would be by case basis, so. As approved on the 27th of August meeting, I said as case by case basis, so if someone comes forward, we would use the speed report to see what it is, confirmed what the speed limit should be, and we should follow that report, right? I wouldn't go for the township and start posting signs all over the place, because I mean, it's adding liability. If you, some of the ones that are actually posted are posted correctly. That have been by law, I mean, so we have to follow the Ontario traffic manual, so it's called 5 is where we get our regulation from, so there's criteria within that you have to place them at certain distances on the road. So Traymore Road is 14 signs. You might think you could put 50 at one end and 50 at the other end, and you're good. No, not the way it works. So I mean, there's a lot of signs that, you know, it could be a by cows, could be a by cars, could be, you know, and to be compliant, they have to be level both ways, right? And they have to be reflectivity. So I wouldn't say to start going around posting all roads, but
Because I was wondering why the cost was so high, but that's because there's so many
yeah,
signs.
so I'll just give you a rundown, the basic rundown of how you do it for any road that's under 1.5 kilometers long, and you're posting it. Signs have to be placed within the first 100 meters to say it begins.
Oh.
Or sorry, 100 feet, so 30 meters when it begins, the next 150 meters after that, you have to put another limit, and whatever you say, if it's 50 kilometers, be another 50 kilometers, and then every 300 meters after that. If it's longer than 1.5 meters long, you have to post it the same way, so 30 meters from the beginning, so it begins 150 kilometers, 150 meters away again, and then every 900 meters after that. So if you have a 10-kilometer road, you got some signs, right? You're looking at 24 signs for 10-kilometer road.
And that's both ways then too.
That's both ways, that's if I said 24, if it's 10 kilometers, you would have basically, I just averaged it out as a kilometer, but it's 900 meters every sign. Right, so it's significant money. Right? The signs, the hardware is typically the same amount as the signs. So you're post put in the ground, post above the ground, and the hardware plus the sign. So that's the legal way to post the road.
Is there any advantage to buying with the county when they're doing theirs, or do you probably got the same sort of price?
I can get better price.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, Ironwood Drive is not even posted right. I think that's a 50.
Sorry,
Ironwood Drive.
I don't wanna in public meetings say what's not posted correctly, but there are some roads that need to be addressed. If I'd have to go through the bylaws and pass, and I did know some that were passed in
Mhm.
the last 20 years. And book 5 for the traffic manager from MPO, book 5, you know, for years.
Some bodies, yeah.
So, anything after 92, you should be compliant with that. Book 5.
Hey, thank you very much. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 7.2 is the speed study ad hoc committee, and I have a motion that the speed study limit review ad hoc committee, having completed their objectives as outlined in the committee terms of reference, will now be dissolved in its entirety. And that bylaw 2022-61 being a bylaw to appoint a speed limit review study ad hoc committee or any other bylaws contrary thereto or inconsistent herewith be and the same are hereby repealed. Moved by Councillor Buckland, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments, questions? Councillor Buckland.
I think that's good, because I think in the past have been time when committees haven't been formally closed off. So I think it's good that we
Good.
get a good paper trail, yeah.
Yeah. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried, thank you. Item 7.3 is in regards to meeting cancellation, and I have a motion that council meetings be reduced to 1 meeting monthly until a CAO clerk treasurer is hired, and that the advisory committee remain on break until a new CAO CT is attending the office, and that staff post a change of dates on social medias and the office entrance bulletin boards. Moved by Councillor Burke, seconded by Councillor Riker-Schultz. Comments, questions? Councillor Riker-Schultz.
Well, we've been using that like community connect, that connection, you know.
We always do, it's part of our social media.
Okay.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that is carried as well, thank you. Item 7.4 is in regards to a funding agreement with AMO. And I have a motion that council accepts the Canada Community Building Fund report and that council authorizes the mayor and CAO clerk treasurer to sign the agreement as passed by bylaw 2024-50. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckland. Comments, questions? Councillor Riker-Schultz.
Could you just explain what the Canada Community Building Fund is?
It's actually just a change of name. It was formerly known as the gas tax funding. So
Okay.
it's just.
That's why I was kind of confused. I thought maybe I should know it, but I didn't know it.
It's no increased funding or different funding. It's just the
Change of name.
change of name, and we need to sign the contract, and it's a 10-year contract, so that's good.
Okay, perfect.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 7.5 is the HR manual, and I have a motion that council accepts the edits to the proposed human resource policy manual, and that the policy be passed by bylaw 2024-47, and that the policy be shared with staff for acknowledgement and use. Moved by Councillor Buckland, seconded by Councillor Burks. Comments, questions?
Just on page 22, just clarification on the wording. Like I like that you added the friends and associates and stuff like that. But then the last thing, oops, primarily based on the applicant's skill set related to the position. Oh, so I guess I'm confused in that. As long, the person that's being hired isn't related to anybody on council. And they're not a friend of anybody on council, and they're not an associate, is that right? And then those group of candidates will be hired on their merit. So
Yes,
just,
and
without
we don't have to keep that. Hiring will be based on the applicant's skill set related to the position. It was just my kind of addition at the end to say, we're not going to hire people because they're people's friends or associates. We're going to hire them because they're the best person for the job.
And this is what we had said.
Okay, so then basically, we're just gonna make sure that we're not hiring any relatives or any friends or any associates or people on council or staff, is that right?
Unless they're
Unless they're qualified.
There's nothing that prohibits hiring. In this section that prohibits it from
I
happening.
guess the wording is confusing, then I would just get rid of all that stuff and say the person being hired is based on their skill set. I think I got lost in those weeds there, to tell you the truth. Like, so once again, like as we as council, we're gonna hire the best qualified person regardless if they're a friend or an associate or a family member of anybody on staff or council. Is this true or not? Because the way I read it, maybe it's foggy.
I'm thinking we're required to have a policy on hiring of council. Family sort of thing. Do we not?
Isn't there a conflict of?
Well, there is, but I thought there was a requirement for the municipality to have an actual policy on it.
I don't think that there is technically a requirement. I think when we started the HR policy conversation a year and a half ago, it was an important thing to council and staff. So we used the term nepotism and we tried to highlight it. It is a difficult thing. We acknowledge that it's a difficult thing in small towns to do. So all of these words are essentially making an attempt to say, we're not going to hire people because of what their last name was or who they're related to. It's because they're the best.
Yeah.
And I think the process of hiring in the last 6 months has demonstrated more. We've done more, making sure we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's through the process and having fair and transparent interview processes and those kind of things. So I think those actions are more important than what you have in the policy. But it was important at that time to talk about nepotism.
And I would say that I think most municipalities do have a similar clause like that in their HR policy. Just to make sure that it's clear.
Yeah.
But then do we need that first sentence?
Which first sentence?
It is recognized that in small communities it's difficult to avoid hiring relatives in council, such as Township will not hire relatives in a situation where the relationship is direct manager. Like, do we need that?
I think that's important because
Yes.
I've been in situations where a married couple work together in an office and one of them applies for a new job that is going to require him to be her direct manager. And I don't think that's fair to anyone in the office.
It's no matter
So-
what company.
Those requirements are there to say, if we're hiring, for example, a married couple, both parties need to be aware that they're not going to get to be a CAO, for example, if that means they're going to manage their wife.
Well, so
Like, I like the fact that's added. It's just like, for me, it was just kind of cloudy or foggy, but if everybody's okay with it.
Can I just make a suggestion just to maybe make that paragraph a little bit clearer? If we take that paragraph that says the township will refrain from hiring staff and move that to the beginning of the paragraph. So it would read, the township will refrain from hiring staff simply because they're related to or friends or associates of current staff or members will not engage in nepotism. While it is recognized that small communities becomes difficult, and then if we do hire somebody, both parties will be made aware of the future. I just think that might
switch it
It
around.
does
switch
make
around,
it-
make a
it
little bit
does
more
make it-
sense.
It does make it clearer.
Okay.
And it does then give the reasons why.
Yeah, it's just formatting thing.
Mhm.
And it should be or friends and associates, not of.
And my question is, does this then have to come back to the next meeting or Do we need to change now?
I
And
think we're just moving words around if council's okay with everything else that's in.
Yeah, that's-
And changing that, like Doug said, that two
yeah,
comma of to two.
yeah, we're not adding or subtracting, we're just.
We're just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Structure of the
Yeah,
paragraph.
no new material to be considered, so.
Okay. All right, so I'll call the vote.
Oh, no, I have one more.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
No, no, I was just wanting clarity on page 50. Under the public works staff will work. Is it 4 hours? Or for what?
Or 10-hour days.
For 10-hour days.
So they will work Monday through Thursday, 10 hours in the summertime and take Fridays off.
Well, the piece in red,
Yeah,
yeah,
This is
Okay.
for
I think
10-hour days.
That comment doesn't need to be there.
okay. That was like, it was like,
Yeah, I guess.
so just if the comma is out, then it's a little clearer.
We can take the 4 and the 10 out too, and that would probably make it read a little bit nicer, like the
The
new.
numbers,
Yeah,
no, it was just because it was for what? So that was what my,
Okay.
okay, so that's fine.
okay.
And on that same page, it talked about where compensation for standby is an amount. And then in the item 4, right after it says that if they're not available, they lose 15. Should that have been changed with the 10 above it?
No, it's 105 for the 7-day allotment, and we increased it to 105
okay.
because 7 and 15 makes 100,000.
Okay,
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, that's,
Yeah. Zero.
sorry, the two that were in red, I thought it was 2 changes there, okay.
yeah, okay,
Okay, so just for my clarification, in the winter time, they always get standby fee from a certain date to a certain date. But in the summertime, only the person that's on call for that week gets standby. Is that right? That's all. That's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
okay.
Hey,
It's a rotation per 0.2.
In the summer.
any other questions? Before I call the vote,
Great,
No,
thanks for reading.
that was,
all in favor? And that's carried, thank you. So that brings us to non-action items. And I have a motion that non-action correspondence items 9.1.1 to 9.1.10 be accepted as information. Moved by Councillor Burke, seconded by Councillor Bolt.
Sorry, Vincent.
I just heard Brent, I didn't hear who else. Oh, okay,
And the only thing I wanted to ask council, so I included from the county, the economic development report, the planning division report, the Renfrew County Enterprise and Ottawa Valley Tourism. So there's some initiatives there that the county is willing to partner with. And one of the staff would actually come to one of our council meetings as a delegation and speak to some of those different initiatives, if council is interested in entertaining that.
I think it would be of value.
Okay. So I'll call the vote, all in favor?
Just a
Oh, you
question.
had a question?
Now, the resident concern, do we need to talk about that at all, or?
If council wants, we can pull it from the correspondence and talk about it.
It's just a question I thought should be asked.
So I think it's been addressed by staff.
Has it? Okay, and the response back?
So the information that is available on the website has been sent to this gentleman.
Okay.
And the report is being updated currently, so that's something.
And will we be looking at this when we're doing budgeting again, so that some of the deficiencies we're gonna address? Yeah.
And if members of council have suggestions for 2025 budget, please start sending them to us.
So I don't have to send that one.
Yes, go ahead.
So I do have a meeting with the consultant on October 2nd with this facility. And a report will come up at that,
Okay. That's,
with the entrance and the doors and the walk-in. So,
okay,
so that will be coming shortly.
Okay.
We are trying to piece by piece.
understood. Okay,
Thank you.
I'm good then.
Okay. All in favor? Then that's carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 9.2.1 is a motion that council donate $200 as an individual sponsorship from council's sponsorship budget, and this is for the Renfrew County and Region Science Fair. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckfeld. Comments or questions? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.2 is a Nibby Kiwin Gimmick Society. And I have a motion that council sponsors the Nibby Kiwin Gimmick Society with $200 towards the Christmas Giving Tree Project from the council sponsorship budget. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments or questions? Councillor Schoenfeld.
When I read this one over several times, and to me, it just seems like kind of vague. It didn't specify what monetary donation they'd like. And then it says any in-kind support, like what would that look like? And I get the fact, you know, they're using that money, like they said, to purchase turkey dinners, toys and clothing for families in need. But some of that's covered in other ways. I don't know. I guess I just wanted something that was more concrete. You know, because we do give money to the food bank for stuff like this. You know, and I'm just wondering who else was sent this letter? Was BV sent this letter? Was Kilder sent this letter? Like, you know, that I guess I just have concerns.
Councillor Robinson.
What I was questioning was, how does this organization parallel the food bank that we are supporting as well? Like, do you understand what
I understand what you're saying. I don't think it has anything to do with the food thing.
so is this coming from Pickwacknagon?
This is coming out.
But
Oh, yeah.
well, I can speak in the gig because my mother works there. It's essentially like Family Children Services for the reserve. So it's an organization that's somewhat new, but they're replacing, and their Family Children Services is no longer going to operate at the reserve. So they have an on-site place where kids taken from their families could live on-site within the community, and until they get the family able to take the kids back, is kind of the principle of it.
How long has this been in operation now?
So-
It's set up.
Neil's been working there 2.5 years, and I think he started right at the beginning of them. We started to get some,
So when the family services ended, they took over.
Yeah.
So then I guess the question, why is the first time I'm seeing this? I don't know, am I asleep?
this is the first time you've seen it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they're asking for Christmas support. If you want us to go back and get a bit more information, we can do that.
Yeah, I think we have time to get more information.
And not only to me, Christmas support, but who else have they approached,
Approached,
right?
yeah.
And like, have they first approached the band council itself? Like, you know, I'm thinking,
Well, there are many, there's a lot of other community that would support.
that's right. And how much monies are they looking for and how many families are they supporting? Like, you know, like sometimes before we sponsor, not us, but other people would sponsor a family or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just wondering, I don't know, like to me, the idea is great, but I'm also looking for more concrete information.
Mhm.
And if Cameron hadn't told us,
We wouldn't have known.
no,
So would it be council's preference to defer?
Yes,
Yes.
for further.
Until further information, okay.
Item 9.2.3 is the Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala. And I have a motion that council provides direction to staff regarding sponsorship of the Commerce Awards Gala. We'll bring that report up.
Yeah.
This is actually a recognition of Mayor Bob Sweet or retired Mayor Bob Sweet.
Mhm. So a number of, yes,
Yes, go ahead.
so a number of the the townships, municipality, whatever you are attending. For example, the Renfrew County has, and typically they do attend the chamber,
Right,
but they've got two tables. Some of the, like Laurentian Valley and some of the other ones are participating in it as well. So it would be, put our name out there, would be nice.
so there's just the two options, the $1,000 or 500.
No, you can, buy a ticket. Or the township can say, well, we'll get, have a couple of members attending. That would be representation. One of the other things, one of our own local business is receiving an award that evening as well. So
So it'd be nice if one or two members of council could attend.
yes, well, another person actually would attend.
Okay, so
I don't know.
And would any staff be considering?
I don't know. My friend's getting married, I was thinking.
Okay, well, you can bring them.
Yeah.
Cheaper reception.
It's fun though.
Council Red Michelle.
I do, personally, I find it's a lot of money, so we would be sponsoring and buying a ticket for, a couple people. And I guess I have the problem with that. I mean, I like the idea of celebrating the person from our township that's winning something, but I'd like to celebrate that on our free social media and stuff like that. Having them come into a council meeting, having a picture up, all that other stuff. To me, it's like a lot of money spent that I'd rather spend on the food bank or, something else. That's like, I mean, if people are buying the tickets, yeah, hey, go ahead. But if we're sponsoring the ticket as a township, I'm against it.
Any other comments? I mean, I guess the other option is each council member does have a budget for can be used for these sort of events. So,
That works.
no, it's probably not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't get a mover or a seconder for the move by Councillor Byrd. Seconded by Councillor Robinson. So the direction to staff is that we are not going to direction to staff is that council members who want to attend will use their own budget for ticket purchase. All in favor?
I'm not in favor. I don't know if
Okay,
that's,
it's carried.
it's, thanks, why?
Just
Yes,
so that it's clear, I sit on the chamber. I will be attending, but as for my business. So that it's out there.
okay. Noted.
Okay, thank you.
Item 9.2.4 is the Bolcher Union Public Library, and I have a motion, council accepts the Bolcher Library request, and that council sponsor the Bolcher Union Public Library Beautiful Rocks event in the amount of $500 from council donations budget. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor Berg, seconded by Councilor Buckland. Comments or questions? Councilor Representative.
Is that what we sponsored in the that amount?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried, thank you. So 9.2.5 is in regards to the Ottawa Valley Tourist Association, and I had motion that council direct staff to bring back a report investigating the costing and process to participate in an influencer collaboration. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? I can speak to it a little bit. Our prior did this they did this in the summer. And it's a partnership between the municipality and the county. And basically, yeah. They bring in influencers to showcase unique tourist attractions and experiences available in the community. In our prior, they focused on the tourist attractions as well as on the restaurants. And then this is like advertising. These influencers have quite a following on the internet, and they post their comments and their referrals, whatever, on their sites. And
Can we get Taylor Swift? Anybody know?
Well, their entertainment's coming on, so we
I
might,
figure, you never know.
could be a stretch.
You never know. I don't know. Could happen. Somebody send an email.
she might just consider it.
We'll show her a good time.
We've got the community center
Mhm,
and the Minister Bishop
mhm,
have a big party there.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried, thank you. And 9.2.6 is the Sharing Place Food Bank. And I have motion that council sponsors one full waste cart to the Sharing Place Food Bank at a cost of $60 from the council sponsored budget. Moved by Councilor Buckwald, seconded by Councilor Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? Councilor
Can we
Schoenfeld.
ever, and I know in the past we've gotten statistics, but like how many of our residents use it? Is there any way we can find that out? And the one in Eganville too? Okay, so lots of people,
You might be able to get a number, but it's very,
yeah,
because it's,
can they just like just an offhand, like, I mean, are we, because remember before a lot of our residents were going to Eganville? I'm just wondering now if more of them are going to Golden Lake, which would make me want to, perhaps donate more money or do something more, like,
They go by the postal code now.
yeah,
And a couple of times they have people coming with the postal code and they checked it and they sent them to them with a bill.
right,
But we do look after anybody on the reserve.
too.
And I'll get the numbers from Nora. how many-
I'm just wondering how many people are coming, just.
yeah, well, I know that there was, because when Sharing Place first opened,
Yes,
there was a lot of partnership with Eganville,
right.
because they hadn't got their child status yet.
Mhm.
So there was a big partnership that goes on. So I think right now that
Like their own entity.
exactly, they are differentiating.
Mhm. I'd just like to know how many people were served,
Yeah.
like in both places.
Yeah, no, I'll get numbers for you.
No, it would
Yeah,
just
do you
be,
think you could get it for the
Eganville?
Eganville one as well?
I can, yeah, I'll
Just to
sure.
have an idea
Yeah.
to say, how we.
I know the numbers keep going on.
Yeah, I
And
know
all
that,
the-
I do know.
All the food that came out of the community garden,
right,
they take it to the food bank too. It's,
Yeah.
it's the right time and.
yeah, and that's a nice thing. I
Mhm.
mean,
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you.
Can I just ask,
Yes,
is there any partnership with any of the other farms besides besides the garden? Do you know?
I'm not sure right now.
Because I know that there's a program that was in Montreal, that any foods that couldn't make it to market was given to the food bank and they would reprocess it however they could. So that it doesn't go to the landfill.
Well, I know Joey and Nora, they're going all over to pick up food being donated. Like,
Okay.
they're going to Ranford or the other day
Yeah.
they went to Barris Bay.
Okay.
And they're, I think they're on the road twice a week picking up food for the food bank.
Yeah, okay, that's.
And then they got a donation of $500 from the fish.
Golden Bear.
No, the fish tournament that the Summers put on.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
okay,
Yeah, you got a $500 donation there.
that's good to know.
And my understanding is the clothing bank in Edenville also donated money to the food bank.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because they're
Well, I
doing
think
really
so,
well
yeah,
with
yeah.
their social media.
Mhm.
And Nora works there too.
Yeah. Where doesn't she work?
Okay, so moving on, item 10.1 is a bylaw 2024-46, being a bylaw to execute an agreement with Circular Materials Ontario. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2024-46, being a bylaw to execute an agreement with Circular Materials Ontario. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Burnt. Councillor Richardson.
Is there a finite time or is it until we decide to get out of it? Is there a period, like 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, so the dates for us is May 28th,
Mhm.
2025. We would be the last group, so there's 3 different groups that started. After such a date, the Circular Materials will take over everything in Ontario. Well, should take over everything in Ontario. I don't think those dates are still valid, but I mean, hopefully they do, because I know Hastings Island was even doing their date, they're January 1, 2024.
Okay,
But after 2026, then they look after everything. And so so right now we opted out of the depot. We're going to still keep our depots as we run them now. We're opting in for them to haul everything away. But after a certain date, they look after everything. And then that would just be, of course, the Blue Box program. So we do have 7 different sorts that are outside, 2 of them just being the Blue Box program. But it's the biggest program, yeah. I mean, bigger than waste, right? Like garbage, so. We'll see. And then they're going to move on to organics, and then they've already completed the tire switch over. They completed the battery switch over, they completed the electronic switch over. This is Blue Box, organics, the big one will be from next.
okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Councillor Robinson.
There was something that I think I missed. I guess it was under the non-action items, was the new phone number. I'm just
Oh,
wondering,
we'll deal with this first.
what's this?
The one that we have in front of us is the circular materials.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had done,
No, you haven't voted yet.
okay, I apologize.
All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you.
I'm up to date now. Sorry, I was somewhere else.
Your question.
No, it's okay, keep going.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'll bring it back to.
Perfect.
Item 10.2, and I have a motion that The bylaw 2024-47 is a bylaw to adopt the human resources policies and procedures. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw, bylaw 2024-47, being a bylaw to adopt the human resources policies and procedures. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Item 10.3 is a bylaw to provide for regulated traffic on Trainmore Road. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw, being a bylaw to provide for regulated traffic on Trainmore roads. Moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Item 10.4 is a bylaw to repeal bylaw 2022-61. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw. Being a bylaw to repeal bylaw 2022-61 to appoint a speed limit review study ad hoc committee. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Item 10.5 is a bylaw to authorize the agreement with AMO. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw, being a bylaw to authorize an agreement with the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Burt. Comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 10.6 is a bylaw to authorize an agreement with Acon Utilities, Inc. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw. In a bylaw to authorize a land use agreement with Acon Utilities, Inc. And I gotta move in a second. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwald. Comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Are there any matters of urgency? Any notice of motions? We've done our reports from committees, upcoming meetings, and unfinished business. The only thing I wanted to mention again for council is the Renfrew County Day. And that's on, I'm trying to find the date again.
It is the 26th.
26th?
Yeah.
And there's two sessions. There's one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So
And what does that look like?
it's just, yeah. Staff's gonna bring it up.
But is it just a,
It's
you just walk
information.
around like to different booths, or is it like somebody stands up and talks about them?
They're going to have presentations from each one of the committees, and they'll just give a brief overview of what the committee involves, what their roles are. I think you'll probably get a tour of the building, and it's more so you get a better understanding of the work of the county and the different committees.
Okay, all right, I just wasn't sure what the format was. Thank you, what the format was gonna look like.
So again, I just wanted to remind council that they're certainly welcome to attend.
And where would it be? Where would you go? Like, is there an auditorium?
I think everybody will meet in the council chambers,
Okay,
and then that's where they'll have the presentations from the various committees. I think that's the format anyway. Somebody will be greeting you at the front door and will direct you where to go if I'm giving you the wrong direction, so. And then the date of our next meeting will be October the 15th, 2024 at 7 p.m. And we have no closed session tonight, so our item number 17 is the confirmatory bylaw. That bylaw 2024-52 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for September 17th, 2024. It's read a first and second time this 17th day of September 2024. And then moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Schoenfeld. It's read a third time and finally passed this 17th day of September 2024. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. And item number 18.
I'm gonna be the first one for a change.
Seconded by Councillor Kern. That the September 17th, 2024 regular council meeting adjourns at 7:51 p.m. All in favor? That's carried.
We're not gonna object to that.
We are done.